Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. In our previous video, we discussed sales order header data, where we understood each tab and field, their purpose, and how SAP uses that information during order processing. So today we will continue our SAP SD sales order series and discuss item data in detail. Remember one important concept. Header data is applicable for entire sales order and item data is applicable only for specific line item or material within the sales order. For example, if one sales order contains multiple materials, so each material can have its own plan, delivery priorities, pricing details, account assignment, partner information, and much more. All such information is maintained at item level. So today we will discuss the following tabs like sales A, sales B, shipping, billing, conditions, account assignment, partner, text, order data, etc. Okay, and schedule lines. Schedule lines is the very important topic, so we will discuss it separately in another dedicated video. So let's start. So the first tab is sales A. Okay, so this tab contains general sales information related to material. Okay, first is order quantity. So this field, okay, so this field specifies the quantity ordered by the customer. Okay, for example, if customer ordered 10 pieces, SAP stores that quantity here. Okay, so this quantity is later used for delivery creation, availability check, pricing calculation, billing, etc. Then we have first delivery date. So this field indicates the requested delivery date for the material. So SAP uses this date during the scheduling and delivery processing. So this helps to determine when the customer uh, expects to receive the goods. Okay, then requirement segment. So requirement segment is mainly used in advanced planning scenario. So it helps SAP to identify and separate requirements for planning purpose. Okay, in many implementations this field remains blank. Okay, then net value. So net value represents the total item value after the pricing calculation. So this value is calculated automatically based on base price, discount, surcharges, taxes, etc. depending on the pricing configuration. Then we have pricing date. So it determines the date SAP uses for pricing condition determination. So for example, if material price changed today, okay, but the order was created yesterday. So SAP checks the pricing date to determine which price should be applied. Then material entered. So this field displays the material entered in sales order. So it helps to verify which material was selected. Then EAN UPC. So EAN or UPC represents the barcode number of material used mainly for identification and retail scenarios. Then engineering change, it is used when engineering change management is active. So it helps to identify product changes effectively for the specific date. Then we have usage. So it is used for BOM determination and item selection in configurable scenarios. Then reason of rejection. This one is important field. Okay, if customer no longer requires the material, users can enter the rejection code. So after rejection, delivery is not created. If it is order is relevant for billing only, then billing is not created. Items become inactive for further process. Okay, so this is frequently used when customer cancels the individual items. Now this order I have created, I have maintained 5 items. Okay, but now customer don't want this item. Okay, just simply I'm going to reject this item. So this item becomes inactive for further processing. If we apply reason of rejection in header data, then whole item will reject, like whole order will reject. Okay, because the header data applicable for entire sales order. Okay, if I maintain reason of rejection in header level data, then entire sales order will reject. If I maintain for particular line item, then this line item will line item will reject. Okay, then let's move to the sales B tab. Okay, so this tab mainly contains information used for pricing, statistics, and reporting. So product hierarchy. So this helps group materials into uh, it helps group materials into business categories. Company use it for reporting, sales analysis, profitability analysis, etc. Then material group. So material group classifies material into logical categories, for example, raw materials, finished goods, packaging material, etc. So this helps in reporting and pricing determination. Then material group A and material group 2. So these are additional grouping fields. So companies use them according to business requirement, like brand classification, product category, regional grouping, etc. Okay, division. So division represents a product line or business area. For example, electronics, chemical, automotive product, etc. So division can influence pricing and reporting. Then we have customer group. So this one is also important field. So it classifies customer into categories like retail customer, wholesale, distributor. It is used mainly for pricing determination. Okay. Then price list type. So it used to determine different pricing structure. For example, domestic price list, export price list, etc. Then material price group. So this will helps. So this wi- this will help SAP to determine pricing condition based on material classification. Then customer price group. This field helps to SAP determine pricing condition based on customer classification. Then sales districts. It is used to identify geographical sales region. Okay, useful for sales reporting and analytics. Then order priority is also important. So it determines the priority of an item during the processing. So higher priority orders may receive faster attention. Sometimes it helps for allocation purpose. Then interchangeability code. So it is used when alternative materials are allowed. Okay, so SAP can substitute materials depending on the configuration. Okay. Then now let's move to the shipping tab. So this tab contains delivery related information. Okay. First we have ship to party, which represents the customer location where goods will be delivered. Uh, it represents the customer where goods will be delivered. So very important during the delivery processing. Okay. Then plant. Plant represents the location from where material will be supplied. For example, Mumbai plant, Pune plant, Noida plant, etc. So SAP uses plant for stock determination, delivery creation and availability check. Okay. Then shipping point. So shipping point is responsible for processing outbound deliveries. So delivery creation happens through shipping point only. Then route. Route is also important, which represents transportation path. For example, road, air, sea, etc. For route determination, we have separate topics. So I will post a dedicated video for this. So SAP uses route for transportation scheduling. Then here delivery priority, which specify how urgently customer requires the goods. For example, high priority, medium priority, low. So priority may influence delivery processing. Okay. Then storage location, which represents the exact warehouse location within a plant used during picking and good issue. So we have separate configuration. How plant, shipping point, storage location will determine automatically while creating sales order. Okay. So there is a separate configuration. So if we maintain that configuration, this plant, shipping point, storage location will automatically determine. Okay. Then partial delivery indicator. So it controls whether partial delivery is allowed or not. For example, customer ordered 100 pieces. Okay, only 50s are available. So depending on configuration, SAP can allow or restrict partial delivery. Then we have order combination. So which determines whether multiple orders can be combined into one delivery or not. Then shipping type. So it defines transportation method. Then we have weight related information. So net weight field displays the weight of the material used for transportation planning, freight calculation, delivery processing, etc. Okay. Then let's move to the billing document type. So this tab contains invoice related information. Okay. In short, these header data tabs and item data tabs both are same. Okay. But only difference is these tabs are applicable for particular item and header applicable for all items. Okay. Now here Incoterms. So it defines responsibilities between seller and buyer. Okay, like here CFR, CIF, there are FOB, EXW, etc. So they determine transportation responsibility, risk ownership, okay, etc. Then Incoterm location one, each specifies the first location associated with Incoterms, like Noida Port, Pune Port, Mumbai Port, etc. So Incoterm location to additional Incoterm location if required. Then we have payment term. This one is also very important field which defines payment agreement with customer. For example, immediate payment or net 30 days, net 60 days. Here you can see due on received. So billing and finance teams heavily use this information. Okay. Then billing block. So this one is also very important field. So it used to prevent invoice creation if delivery is completed. Okay. But billing cannot proceed until this block is removed. Then billing date or invoicing date. So it represents the invoice date used during the billing document creation. Then we have tax classifications. Okay, it determines tax calculation logic. So SAP uses this field together with customer tax classification. Then account assignment group material. So it is also very important field. So this field plays a key role in revenue account determination. Okay, for this as well, I will post a dedicated separate video on FISD integration. Okay, so this field is very important to determine revenue account. Okay, so it combines with customer account assignment group, sales organization, chart of account, etc. So SAP determines the GL account for revenue posting. Then Dunning key. It is used in finance for payment reminder processing. Okay, so here we can see billing documents. So most of the fields are related to FI integration related. Okay, then we have condition tab. It is very important tab, or we can say most important tab in sales order processing. So here SAP stores all pricing conditions. Okay, for example, base price, discount, freight charges, taxes, etc. Common condition types may include PR00. Here we can see ZPR0, K004, MWST, JOCG, JOSG, all tax, basic prices, discount we can see here. Okay, depending on the business configuration. So this tab helps users to understand how the final net value was calculated. So whenever pricing issues occur, consultants frequently analyze this tab. Next, we have account assignment tab. So this tab contains accounting related information. It is used mainly when revenue account determination is required. So there are some important fields like business area, profit center, then order, profit segments, etc. So SAP uses this information during financial posting. Then schedule line tab. So we are not discussing this schedule line today. So schedule lines is very important topic that includes confirmed delivery date, requested delivery date, availability check, movement tab, delivery date, etc. So we will cover schedule lines in separate detailed video. Okay. Now partner tab. Partner tab contains all business partner involved in the partner tab contains all business partners involved in the transaction. Okay, so these are some common partner functions like sold to party means customer who places the order, ship to party customer receiving the goods, bill to party customer receiving the invoice, then payer payer customer responsible for payment. So partner determination automatically populates these partners during the order creation. So as we know, there is separate process, partner determination procedure. So while creating sales order, once we maintain the sold to party, automatically this partner function will populate. Now we can see sold to party, bill to party, all partner numbers are same. But in some scenarios, sometimes sold to party will be different, ship to party, pair will be different, etc. Okay. Then text tab. So text tab stores various notes and communication details. Okay, example, customer notes, delivery instruction, packing instruction, internal comment. So this text can flow delivery, billing and output document. Okay, depending on the configuration. Here you can maintain important notes. Okay. Now I have opened the sales order in display mode. If you go to change mode, we can maintain text here. I will show you. Just click on sales document, change. Go to item level data. Go to text. Here you can see. Here we can see. You can see. Here we can maintain the text. Now order data tab. So order data tab contains additional order related information. Okay. Depending on company configuration, it may include reference document or purchase order type, purchase order item, material, customer material, etc. Okay, so this tab verifies significantly between the implementations. Then we have status tab. So status tab is extremely useful for support and troubleshooting. It displays processing status of the item. Okay. These fields will automatically update. Okay. Now while creating sales order, we cannot see overall status as completed. Okay. Like we can see overall status as open. Once order is completed, once we save the order, then we can see in processing status, overall status as a completed. So in support project, many times we'll receive tickets like delivery is created, if user informed delivery is created. Okay, to understand instantly, we can go to status tab and we can see here delivery status fully delivered. Okay, like sometimes one line item contains 10 item. Okay, and delivery is created for partial items. Okay, then we can see delivery status as partially. Okay, instantly. Now these are all these fields are related to status only. Okay, then we have additional data A tab. So additional A contains custom or industry specific fields. So this field vary from company to company. Okay, many organizations enhance this tab using custom development. And additional data B similar to additional A, which contains additional business specific information required for organization. So this will differ depending on the project requirement. So now conclusion. So that's all for today's video. Today we have discussed the complete overview of SAP SD item data, including, if you click here, you can see many tabs. Okay, so we have discussed sales A, B, shipping, billing document, conditions, etc, etc. In our next video we will discuss schedule lines tab in complete detail. Okay, include confirm quantity, schedule line categories, movement type, etc. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. So thank you for watching this video and I will see you in the next SAP SD tutorial video. Okay, stay tuned.